My goal, whenever I produce, whether it's on something small or big, is to create that family.
You engender an atmosphere where everybody does their best work.
That way, everybody is so supportive of each other. The success, the safety of it, and the joy in it is really what I always try to instill.
And the more they enjoy doing it, the better it is. There's no doubt about that.
I love building things. I love the fact that we build. I love the fact that we create. I love the fact that we get to explore new places, you know, travel to Spain and Croatia and Iceland, and all that's fantastic. But quite honestly, the best part of the job has been working with the people here.
It's stunning to see the journey, really. All those early mornings and all our hard work and all these things we've built actually make it to the screen. It's so rewarding.
It's been 8 seasons for a reason. There's all these characters' stories have all got to be told.
The journey of Game of Thrones has been one of figuring out how to rise to that occasion.
Before it hits the screen, it has to come off the set. And, you know, I'm lucky enough to have had one of those pivotal roles to capture those moments. Scenes like Battle of Blackwater Bay, the Red Wedding, Hard Home, an amazing sequence. Bob, the Ice Lake. So many surprises. Been amazing to shoot all those epic scenes.
There isn't one shot, I don't think, on Thrones where we're not involved in some form.
Anything that's got a lot of destruction, that's the best part.
Whether it be flaming swords, smoke, the falling snow, to the fire, to the rain.
A wall explosion. Strafe runs. Covering people with blood.
The nature of the story of Game of Thrones and the landscape it's set in has really thrown it at us.
Tonight we fight!
We've abandoned sets because of floods, rock falls, snowstorms, wind. Those technically have challenged us to our sort of limit, I'd say.
I arrived in Belfast for the production of season 4, and I think my greatest achievement that year was the Marine Audience Chamber. And when I saw that structure, I suddenly realised just how fantastic the people are who work here, and what an incredible thing to get to build. All we ever wanted to do was to be able to take an audience somewhere that they've never been before.
A lot of us are most proud of the loot train. That just turned out fantastic. You know, even now talking about it and getting hairs on my arm standing up.
The hard part was there was so much going on, and it was only one take for the one big long strafe. What was scary was getting the timings right with the cable cam, because that had to remain in shot the whole time as it was going over, so we had to match their speed throughout the whole run. The most nerve-wracking part was actually pressing the button.
I remember we put a flamethrower on a motion control rig so that we would then have real fire, and if we believed the fire, then we'd believe the dragon.
We did 20 fire burns in one shot during Loot Train. That was the shield wall and everyone getting hit. We burned more people than anybody else, basically.
But it was kind of the biggest thing at that point Game of Thrones had done.
Our goal is to make sure that we can make it the best it can be on screen.
I think if you ask me what my favourite scene over those 8 years was, it's a scene within the Battle of the Bastards, when Jon Snow is forced to the ground and then trampled, and this seemingly immortal hero of ours looks like he's close to the end. Something that Miguel Sapochnik, the director, put into the show. It wasn't entirely scripted like that. Kit went to ground, I stood over him, and these stunt guys piled in. He had to see that the light closed up, so on Kit's face. And at that point, I just urged Kit to get off the ground and stand up again. And I think you can see that it is a true struggle. Bob was by far the biggest single scene in the show. Action! The attrition of going into that situation every day solidly for 23 days, and the ambition that Miguel had was a huge challenge.
So each year it's got bigger and bigger and bigger. We only had 6 whites filming season 4, but that was a huge thing for us at the time. Cut to Hard Home the following year, it just exploded. The process of prosthetics is something I don't think people are quite aware with how extensive it is. We had so many patient actors sit in our chair for like 4, 6 or 8 hours since 3 a.m. or whatever in the morning. So by the time we usually step on set to do a rehearsal, we've already pretty much done a full day's work. So to then film and have our fun on set, making sure everything's not falling off people for 12 hours. People are quite unaware of the length of time and the process that goes into these things.
For visual effects, it comes down to the individual shots. Every shot defines the method, the technique.
Seasons 2 and 3, we were looking at 600 and 800 shots in a given season. Ultimately, we had multiples of that in a single episode. It was a remarkable demand on our team.
As a special effects person, I think where your heart is definitely in blowing stuff up.
When the crew around you are stunned, you know you've done a good job.
Game of Thrones is like when you're climbing a hill and you think you can see the horizon, and you get to the top and there's another horizon. I'm quite glad to know that I'm seeing the last horizon. The journey is complete.
I've been 100% living the show year-round for 5 years. I'm not kidding. We've done more than 10,000 visual effects shots.
When we all look back at what we've done, I think a lot of it surprises us because you're just running as fast as you can. And every wake and sleeping moment was put towards that effort.
This was a once-in-a-lifetime perfect storm moment where a bunch of insanely creative people come together to pull out something that none of us thought could be done, would be done, should be done, but this is certainly very memorable.
It's been quite an extraordinary experience to be able to have a front row seat at how they make this thing. What a great thing to be a part of.
It's only going to be every once in a while that you get an opportunity like this in your career. Game of Thrones is such a phenomenon. We're just overwhelmingly grateful just to have been part of such a huge success.
It's nice knowing that all that stress and worry, all the build-up, all the design, fabricating, testing, you know, all the time spent, it's just all paid off.
To be a part of it and watch it evolve, you know, it's fantastic.
I'm proud that I've been part of it, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. It's nice to say, I did that. That was mine.
You want to fight?
Game of Thrones was absolutely fantastic. It was the right time, right place. It's a legacy of mine, which, you know, I'll carry forever.
This crew had a passion to do it. They are so proud of what ended up on that screen, and we'll always have, you know, each other in our hearts.
Hey Thanks, Lisa. Stay with me for more on TV. Do you know who the top 3 highest paid TV stars are? Well, Johnny Galecki from The Big Bang Theory with 25 million, Jim Parsons also from The Big Bang Theory with 26.5 million, and coming at number 1 is Sofia Vergara from Modern Family with 42.5 million. Now, who is your favourite TV actor or actress? Now also, do you like my shirt? You can get one for yourself. The link is in the description.